Welcome back. Thank you for checking out our videos on Microsoft Visual Studio Express 2012 and how to develop a program using Visual Basic.net. If you have been following the series of videos we have released in this tutorial, you know that we have treated the form, then we have treated the text box control, the properties, and the event that the fire. And according to our outline here, we are now going to the label control. We're going to look at the label, what is used for, the common properties of the label, and some events that are associated with a label control. So label is a bit different from text box. Just the major difference is that text box accepts inputs. That is, if user need to supply input to a program, we can use the text box, but a label is just used to display some text to the user on a window page, just as we have done here in the program. We have used a label. This is an example of a label, then this is another label that we use. And if you look at the property panes, where the property panel here, as you click this, you have the name is label 1, and you can see some properties that are associated with label. So every control has a name property. The name property is how the code access the control. As a name property, just the way we have done for text and for form, we can also use it for the label. So let's check out some of the other properties. We have the text property, which is what the display on the label. So you can modify this programmatically, and you can use the property panel to change it. For example, in this label 1, the name is actually label 1, but the text property is user name. So if you scroll down on the property panels here and you go to the text, you will see it's user name. Okay, I can decide to change this to login name, and as you do this, you see the change reflect here. That is the text property, and I believe this is the most important property of a label because it is used most of the time to display information to the user. It cannot accept input, so it is equivalent to a read-only text box. So if you get a text box and you define it to be a read-only, it's more likely to behave like a label. So another property is you can set the font, color, and back color, and you can do this the same way we have done with the text box. Please, if you don't know how to do this and you have not seen our previous video, kindly go to it and check. Also, you can check whether it will be enabled or disabled. For every control, this property is always there. So, and I don't, if you disable a control, you can still make use of it in the code. You can still make use of the text property in the code. Then you can also define whether it is visible or not visible, just as we have done for the text control. And you can check the text align, whether it's to the right or to the left. So generally, label and text box are similar property. The only major difference is that a text box accepts input while a label cannot accept input. To check this out, we can try to run this program once again, and just let's highlight the major difference between a text property and a label. So this program is building. You can see that from the status box here, status bar here, that is giving us the status. So once the program loads, we'll check the difference between a label control and a text box control. All right, waiting. So
Suspicious item has been detected.
oh, this is good. For a programmer, these are normal things you see every time that happens. So let's check what happened. Okay, we say no, then you can come up with the error where the error was found, because it was not found. What would have caused this? Okay, let's rebuild the solution. Okay, we're still having the error. Let's clean solution. This is, if you don't know any of this, just keep your finger crossed. It is just
Suspicious item has
something
been
is wrong.
detected.
So I'm going to pause this video. I'm going to check what happened. Then I'm going to come right back. Welcome back. The issue has been temporarily resolved. So I don't want to go to details of what happened, but that is what can happen. Just that the antivirus is not allowing the program to run. What I just did was to disable the Avast antivirus that is blocking it. That is why you are seeing this cross sign here, and the program is building correctly. I'm going to check it later, but for the purpose of this lesson, let's disable the antivirus and so that we can work. So before the break, which I'm very so sorry about, we were learning the difference between a text box and a label, and I said the major difference is why a label is just to display information, a text box is meant to accept input. So if you type in into the text box, the reason why it's changing to blue is also in our previous video. You just need to go and watch that video. So but a label cannot accept input. That is just the major difference between a label and a text box. So I hope you have enjoyed this video, and I know it has been so informative to you. If you love it, you can check our next video, and stay blessed. Thank you.